This video is actually going to be a little bit different for me. I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I wish I knew before starting my fitness journey. I've really been trying to get into posting more health and fitness content here on YouTube. It's just kind of what I have a lot of experience with and where my passion lies, and I just feel like I can kind of provide a lot of value within the health and fitness realm. So kind of testing out this video and kind of want to see how well you guys like it, and I thought it would also be very beneficial for you all that are looking to live a healthy lifestyle and just to kind of share my advice, tips, and experience. So for those of you that do not know, I started my health and fitness journey like 6 years ago. It's crazy to me that it has been that long, but yeah, I would say about 6 years ago, and I have quite a bit of knowledge under my belt. This video is kind of fun for me because it's almost like taking me back to a beginner and kind of sharing the things that I really wish I knew when I got started. It would have saved me so much overthinking and comparison, and it would have probably have got me to my goals a lot quicker while also managing my expectations. So I wish I had this video when I was starting 6 years ago, and I know that it will be helpful to you. So kind of going off of that, the first thing that I wish I knew when I started was that it takes time. I feel like I don't even need to touch on this, but in today's world, everybody just wants the quick fix, the thing that's going to get them to their goals the fastest, the easiest, not even just with fitness, but with everything. It almost seems like people aren't willing to put in the time and effort to achieve things in a way that's going to make it last. And with fitness, if you want your results to last and you want them to be sustainable and real, then it's going to take time. Trust me, when I first started my fitness journey, I would do all the detoxes, all the juices, all the programs that promised me insane results in 3 weeks, whatever it was that would get me amazing results in the shortest amount of time, I was on it. Fitness is so not like that. It takes time, it takes a lot of discipline and consistency, and really setting up realistic expectations is key. You can't expect to lose 20 pounds in 4 weeks or to build a lot of muscle super fast. It's just not realistic, and I think that when you kind of set yourself up to think that, that's kind of why a lot of people give up, is because they think that it's not working or they're not achieving their goals fast enough. And with that, that's kind of why I always say, do not rely on motivation. You have to rely on discipline. Trust me, I've been working out for 6 years now, and there's times where I still am not motivated to work out. If I'm being honest, for the past 3 months, there hasn't been a day that I've been oh, I really want to work out today. It's just kind of ebbs and flows. So if you rely on motivation to kind of get you going or to carry you through, it's not gonna last. You have to just be disciplined and just make it a habit on your to-do list. Consistency is key, and consistency is what's going to get you to your results the fastest. No juice cleanses, no quick fixes, no insane result programs. And kind of going off of that, where it takes time to see results, also taking time off isn't going to make the process any slower. So when I first started working out, my healthy living journey, I would work out every single day on vacation. I would be afraid to take a rest day. I was just had it in my head that if I took one day off, I was just gonna lose all my progress. Honestly, that couldn't be further from the truth. Our bodies need rest, and they need time to recover, to come back stronger, to build muscle, and also we mentally need rest. I often find that the times I take a week off, I come back so much more re-energized, re-motivated, just really ready to work out again. So it's kind of funny, when I first started, I would never ever miss a day. If I was on vacation, I was finding a gym nearby to work out at. If I was visiting my friend, we were going to the gym. I was just so concerned about missing a workout or taking time off of my eating plan, or maybe eating things that weren't a part of it. I was just so terrified. And honestly, it's what you do 80% of the time that matters. You want to enjoy your life, enjoy your vacations. I heard this quote one time where it was you didn't get your dream body in a week, so taking a week off isn't going to hinder it either. So just kind of some food for thought. And then the third thing that I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey 6 years ago was that the the scale is so fickle. The scale is like seriously an enemy in a way because your weight is constantly fluctuating. I mean, it really can like mess with your head when you don't know that, and when you are starting a fitness journey, if you're trying to lose weight or build muscle or whatever it may be, you can step on it one day and be one weight, and then the next day it could say you gained 2 pounds, or you could think that you are doing really good on like your weight loss eating and working out, but the number's not moving at all. And that is just the way the scale works. That's why I always tell people that are kind of starting their fitness journey in that way, I always say like either do not weigh yourself at all or weigh yourself every single day and take note of it. And that's kind of a personal preference. I feel like you have to really look at like, are you going to become obsessive if you're weighing yourself every day, or can you look at it more as like data? For me, when I am kind of dialing in on my nutrition and fitness goals, I do weigh myself every single day because I can look at the data pretty objectively, and doing so also helps me look at it objectively because I'm able to see the fluctuations and take the average every week and look at it that way to be able to notice if it's going down or going up in the way that I would like it to. But yeah, if you can't do that, I definitely would recommend just not weighing yourself at all, especially because of the scale fluctuations. Weight loss, fat loss, building muscle, like it's not linear. You're not gonna steadily go down or steadily go up. It's definitely a roller coaster. So I definitely recommend figuring out what one works for you, not weighing at all or weighing all the time, and kind of going from there. Another thing that I wanted to mention, if your goal is to put on muscle, muscle appears a lot more denser on your frame than fat does. So they weigh the same, but a 130-pound woman that has more muscle than a 130-pound woman that has more fat is going to appear a lot different. So the scale isn't always the best measure of progress when it comes to your goals and stuff like that. I always recommend listening to how you feel, how your clothes are fitting, you know, just kind of that sort of stuff. And progress pictures. Those are a big thing too. I almost forgot to mention that. The fourth thing I wish I knew is to kind of have a stronger why than just your appearance. And I know this is hard. When I first started, my sole reason for working out was because I just hated how I looked. I wasn't comfortable. I would look in the mirror every day and pick myself apart. I wasn't happy. It wasn't good. So it was the reason I started working out. But then I learned over time that if I continued to focus on that, I was gonna give up super soon, just because it does take a lot of time to see results, and when you're not seeing the results come as quickly as you like, it's going to lead to you wanting to give up and wanting to kind of seek alternate routes. I always try to think of like reasons that I have more control over. So like I really want to get stronger, I want to lift weights, and like right now I can curl 15-pound dumbbells and I want to curl 20. I try to kind of focus on more performance-based goals or reasons, or I want to work out for my health. I want to be able to run around and play with my kids and not get winded. Just like more of things like that that you kind of have a little bit more control over and that are a little bit deeper than just like your outer shell. I always used to compare myself to girls on Instagram, and you know, to be honest, I sometimes still do it. I just wish I knew how important it is not to do that, because everybody's body is different. We are all made up uniquely. You can strive and do everything in your power to look like this girl that you see on Instagram, but at the end of the day, it might be impossible for you. They always say you always want what you don't have, but I am always like drawn to girls on Instagram that look super athletic, that have toned abs, are lean, just like have a good amount of muscle. And all these girls that I'm looking at are normally like 5'3", kind of naturally more athletic, so they naturally kind of have a little bit more muscle on their frame. You know, they're just like the complete opposite of what I am. So no matter what I do, my 5'7" self is never gonna look like these like shorter limbed 5'3" girls. And you know what? That's okay. But I just kind of think it's like good to mention not to compare and to just kind of put your blinders on and focus on how you can be the best you. Do not compare yourself to even your friends, your family, Instagram girls, because everybody is uniquely made, and like I said, it might be impossible. The fifth thing that I wish I knew is that you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. And everybody always says this, but I guess I never truly understood what it meant. When I first started working out, I didn't really pay that much close attention to my diet. I just thought like working out would get me there, and I thought, you know, I'm pretty much a healthy eater anyway, so I don't really think that nutrition is the thing I need to worry about. And that's true, you could be a healthy eater, but it's all about the amounts that you are eating. If you are eating a lot of healthy food, but it's like too much, you're not gonna reach your goals just as you would if you were eating a whole lot of unhealthy food. So it's all about the portions that you're eating and making sure that you're eating enough of it. I started seeing the biggest difference when I started counting macros, and I know that that's not for everybody, but I think you really just kind of have to find like a protocol that works for you, whether that is counting macros or maybe eating more plant-based. All those diets, I hate calling them that, but they all work the same way, and it's really kind of just finding what you can stick with and what works for you. Within all the diets, the things that I do think make the biggest difference is really making sure that you are eating enough protein and that you are staying within a calorie range for whatever it is your goals would be. Okay, and the next thing is to not like plan hop. And what I mean by that is like, don't be so quick to jump on a new diet trend or a new workout trend that is gonna like promise you insane results within 3 weeks or whatever their sales tactic is. I kind of mentioned this like in my last tip, but it's all about finding what you can stick to. Intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, they all work the same way. If your goal is to lose weight or, you know, tighten up, they all work by creating a calorie deficit, because in some way they are altering your eating to make sure that you are eating less. So for example, intermittent fasting is shortening your window of eating, so you're going to be eating less. Keto is eliminating carbs, so you are going to be eating less. Really, it's all about like figuring out what you can stick to, what works for you, and the same with the workout routine. If you can't stick to it, you're not gonna achieve those goals anyway. So if you like Pilates, if you like lifting weights, running, whatever it is, do that, because that is going to be what you are the most consistent at, which is what is going to get you to your goals the fastest. So I always preach consistency. That's like my #1 tip and thing that I wish I knew when I started. And then the 7th thing that I really wish I knew when I started was to not listen to other people's opinions. People are gonna have stuff to say about you living a healthy lifestyle, and you really just have to like put your blinders on, focus on you and what you're doing, and tune them out. I still get comments all the time like, oh my gosh, you're so scrawny, you're so small, you're so skinny. Or they say like, you're just so lucky that you're naturally thin. And it irritates me so much because that couldn't be further from the truth. I am not a naturally thin person. I mean, I am not saying that I've ever been very overweight, but I'm not somebody that's just like naturally this way. I put in a lot of effort and I work hard for my goals. I want to be healthy, and I guess it just frustrates me because I thought that when I started working out 6 years ago that people would be supportive and, you know, just very like on board with it. But when I first started, I noticed that they weren't. You know, some people would make comments on me like not wanting to drink alcohol as much or choosing to eat salads more often, or, you know, just little things like that. And, you know, sometimes people still do make those comments, but I think they are now more so used to it. And it is really frustrating because you make this effort to become healthier and you want to be the best version of yourself, and yeah, that's a good thing, and you would think that people would be, you know, more supportive and like on board with it. I guess what I've just kind of learned is that what people say about you normally says a lot more about them than it does about you. And it's normally all projection. So if they are making comments about what you are doing or what you are eating, it's probably because they are feeling guilty or have something going on within themselves. So honestly, take it with a grain of salt. Just let it roll off the top of your head and put your blinders on and just do you. You know, as long as you're not being rude about it and you're letting them live their life the way they choose, and they should be letting you do the exact same thing. So I don't know, I guess I've just learned over time to tune it out a lot better, but it did really bother me at first. It definitely did. The ninth thing that I've learned actually pretty recently is to do not underestimate walking and like your daily movement, because that stuff really adds up and it plays a big part in how much you are reaching your goals. Think about it. If you do one workout and it's about an hour and then you sit on your butt the rest of the day, that's really not that much movement. I mean, it seems like a lot because you're working out every day, but it's really not that much. So really try to like also incorporate walks and movement and try to be active like just during the day. Try not to be a couch potato and sit all day. Being more active actually really does help a lot with achieving your goals faster. Fitness is meant to enhance your life, not be your whole life. Like I said, when I first started, I was a little bit obsessive and was just like, just like stressed. If I went to an occasion that didn't have any healthy foods, I just wouldn't eat. Or I would do everything in my power to not miss a workout. I've learned over the years to put people first, and that fitness is meant to enhance your life, not be your whole life. So if your friend wants to do something and you had a workout scheduled and there's really no way around it, find a different time for your workout, or maybe do a shorter workout, or, you know, find a way to make them both fit. Don't always like sacrifice your life and time with people and relationships for fitness. The same thing like with meals. If you go somewhere where they don't have healthy options and you know you're hungry and that's kind of going to be it for a day, then just make the most healthy choice that you can and forget about it and move on. Enjoy your life. Don't stress over it. It doesn't need to be this huge thing. It's supposed to make your life better, not add more stress to it. So just some food for thought. And then my last thing that I wish I knew was to not be so hard on myself. This is something I struggle with in everything. I'm always very hard on myself. But when I first started, I would just be so hard on myself about not looking how I wanted as fast as I wanted, or not being able to do things that I would see other girls doing in the gym, or not being able to like do certain moves that other people would be doing. It's okay to modify, and it's okay to like start slow. That's how you get there. And you don't know how long people in the gym have been on their healthy lifestyle. Maybe they've been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years, and here you are on week 1 comparing yourself to them. So I don't know, I just really think it is important to, like, I've said this multiple times, but not be so hard on yourself and like really put your blinders on and focus on you. Like focus on being the best version of yourself. If you have to modify things, if you have to take rests, if you have to take more breaks, do it, and just focus on progressing each week. Enjoy the journey and just kind of enjoy the little like progressions that you make over time and the little habits that you pick up, and just appreciate like the things that your body can do rather than focusing on the things that you don't feel like you're that great at, if that makes sense. So those are the 10 things that I wish I knew when I started 6 years ago. I hope that this was helpful to you and gave you like a little bit more insight into my life as well, like my fitness journey. I do want to post a video kind of like going in detail and talking all about my fitness journey, just because I think it will be interesting and provide a lot of value, and give a backstory, because I post a lot of like what I eat in a day and stuff like that, and I have never given a backstory. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out and lets me know that you are enjoying the health and fitness content. And then also, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.